All right, man. Culture talk. Hey, man. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's doing a great job at your job. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody's good at what they're doing out there, man. I hope everybody's, you know, not missing the bus. Hope you caught the train on time. I hope you packed and caught your flight on time. Didn't get to the airport late and got mad at the TSA agents because they made you take your shoes off and you had the belt on when you walked through and they made you go back through and you had a bottle of water in your bag and they said, take the water out your bag, sir. And you said, why? And he said, take it out your bag, sir, and made you throw it away and you mad because you had to spend $1.25 at the store to bottle a bottle of water. You know what's crazy? I never understood why people buy single bottles of water when they can go to Walmart and get for $4.50 or $5.50 or even $6.50, 40 bottles versus going to the store and buying one bottle for $3. So water is a hustle. Maybe I'll get into water. I might get into selling water. Water is a hustle. I have this idea. That I want to do. I'll talk about it probably on the live. But so today's episode, Drake, UMG, man. They said, be careful what you wish for. It's up, Drake. You in trouble, bro. So before I get into that, I gotta get a legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me wait for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. That helps the channel. Cash App, PayPal. No more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. I went from 13 subscribers to over 17,000. And yes, I am the Night King, the king of the North. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what kingdom you from. So look, man, we're going to get into this. Let's go. All right, man. This comes from fantastic hip hop. You know what it is. Let's go.
Now, when it comes to Drake, Lawbreeze and Gentlegrams, as Drake has just created even more drama with his lawsuit over Not Like Us and thought that this was going to be the moment where he just shocked the hip-hop world with 107 pages of the most ridiculous stuff that you have ever heard. In this time where Drake thought becoming rap's not just first Karen, but Super Karen was going to finally put him ahead in this situation that he has put himself in, his label UMG has stopped all of this and has come right out. And as Drake is pushing hip-hop, them, the music industry, Kendrick Lamar, and a lot else to a place where everyone is getting annoyed and dragged down with these ridiculous claims. Well, Drake's label just gave up on ever fixing this situation and are now just trying to end the guy's career altogether.
Yeah, this is bad. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I read it, and what they're basically saying is, you are open for discovery too. You know that, right? And this might make Drake drop the lawsuit. I'm telling you now, he might drop the lawsuit all because of this. Remember, I said this. I was the first person to say it. He might drop the lawsuit because of this. They're saying, that opens you up for discovery. And guess what? If you're saying that these things are defamatory and Kendrick Lamar's defaming you and all these things, and it's not true, bro. If UMG come out with a bunch of girls saying that this and saying that about this guy, because I think at this point UMG, they don't care for Drake no more. I think they made the money they're gonna make. They don't really care for his catalog no more like that. They could bury him. And I think his momentum is slowed down so much right now that they can get him out of here. He can actually retire. And he also got Drake. I'm hearing Drake just doing a stream every week now. Yeah, I got a video about that coming up. So let's keep it going.
They just released a statement that ultimately is showing that Drake's career is going to be over when this is all said and done. Because with them telling Drake that he should have been careful for what he wished for here, I mean, we have never seen a label talk like this, and this shows how they are not just ready to expose Drake's truth themselves, but that maybe Kendrick was right about saying the rabbit hole was so deep, because there is so much that he has been trying to hide from us that is all going to come out. And now, before we go any further,
Bro, y'all do realize that his label said, be careful what you wish for. His label said this. It's not some random person. It's not no lawyer. His label made a statement and said, be careful what you wish for. His label. This is monumental. I never seen a label say this in public about any artist, ever. This is crazy. Oh my God.
into all of this, which stick around because there is a lot, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And now, as this entire thing that Drake is doing is really just bigger than a rap beef and even his career, as this is something that is going to affect the future of rap music and expression in art no matter what, really be sure to leave that like so everyone can see just how pathetic this guy is, but how the end is starting to come. And so now, with that said, when it comes to Drake, I mean, the guy has officially messed around and is finding out why not to beef with the record label that has built your entire career. Because after all he has been doing is releasing petty claims, twisting narratives, and using fan pages in these papers to defend what he has to say, now as Drake is trying to move this thing forward and access things such as Kendrick Lamar's record contract to prove whatever he is trying to do, UMG has clapped back at Drake and let him know that despite thinking that he is winning this thing and that he is going to get all of the info he needs to take down the industry and get back at Kendrick, well, for Drake and what they let him know is that now all of the details and information that have been behind the scenes are gonna get exposed as well. And with the label literally telling him to be careful what he wishes for, the discovery process goes both ways. I mean, if I was Drake and I knew the games that
Oh my God. Yo, this is gonna be crazy. Oh my God. Bro, why would he do this? Yo, Drake, drop the case, bro. Drop the case, Drake. Listen, this Night King talking to you, bro. In fact, you know what? Let me turn the light. The Night King talking to you, Drake. Drop the case, bro. They're gonna expose you, bro. They're gonna expose you. Drop the case, bro. I'm telling you now, bro. Because you're about to get exposed. You gotta drop this case. Yo, they're gonna pull out some things that probably the public don't even know that they've been hiding from everybody. Oh my God. Yo, this is crazy.
I've been playing for so long, I would be spiraling right now, and I am sure that's exactly what he is doing, because what I don't think Drake has thought through here is that this label has all of the dirt on him and knows everything about how he has been able to get to where he is at this point, whether it's about his music or maybe even stuff that they have had to hide to help his image. And now with the label telling Drake that all of this is going to come out, which is what they showed, and I am sure this is going to just ruin Drake like we have never seen before, I mean, this is not going to end well for the guy. And when we look at Drake and what he did to cause this, when we see how far he just pushed everything even for this case's standards, you can't blame them for what they have done and why they are just gonna full on end Drake's career. Because with Drake's latest pieces of paperwork, he is trying to come after everyone and ruin everything that Kendrick Lamar, the music industry, and hip-hop has now pushed to achieve. As really, what we have on our hands from this guy this time around is what happens when straight delusion is just taken to levels that we have never seen. Because really, well,
Yeah, this is got, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy. I don't think he's. Listen, I think that after this case, and I've been saying this, they're gonna blackball him after this. They're gonna really blackball him, and I think a lot of people don't understand. The record labels are so powerful. People be thinking that these artists are powerful. Nah, bro. They have all the contracts. They have all the pull. They have all the internet servers. They have everything, bro. These record labels can burn you out of here, bro. They'll burn your career to the ground, bro. You're not gonna do. These record labels have been in power. It's like, okay, you might win a case, but the machine is still the machine. You might make a dent in the machine, like a tiny dent. But just understand, the machine can manipulate, change, do anything they want. The machine can destroy you. They'll destroy anybody. That's just what they do, man. Even if you say you outsmarted the machine, they got ways to get what they need. I'm telling you, man.
Even the biggest yes men in the past have been able to stop somebody from humiliating themselves this bad. This is just not the case here, because with what Drake has done and is now standing in more than ever, you can't even call this a Karen move anymore, because with how bad and far Drake is trying to push this all, he's really turning himself into a super Karen, because while there was some questions about what angles Drake was going to be using as he is going further and further into the most pathetic thing any rapper has ever done, well, from fake streams to some of the weirdest personal things you could want to know about Kendrick Lamar, Drake is coming for everything here, and it's getting really weird, especially with how much he is trying to just dig into everything he possibly can about Kendrick, his record contracts, and a lot more about him. And I mean, if you thought that this thing wasn't about Kendrick Lamar, it's never been more clear that this really is about ruining his reputation more than anything else.
And that's what Drake wants to do. Drake wants to ruin Kendrick Lamar's reputation because he wants everybody to feel like, well, Kendrick, man, he was out here calling Drake a pedophile. He ain't got no evidence of that. That's messed up, bro. Why would he do that? He ruined his career. Me and my cousin had a big argument about this, telling me that he used it. I'm telling you, bro, that wasn't right. He did that on purpose. Be like, this is a battle, bro. Like, come on. Like, stop. Things stick. What happens? You know what I mean?
Because when we go into this thing, I mean, Drake is trying to straight up manipulate everyone and everything here, and it's honestly so sad and pathetic how twisted this all is. And with this new version of a Karen moment heard around the entire music industry, when we really break this all down, what Drake has done is so troubling, because on one hand, what he has pretty much been doing and has been waiting to now just put out to everyone is this ultimate Karen statement, which is now officially taking everything that Kendrick Lamar did at the Super Bowl and Grammys, and is trying to say that these things were not the result and awards of winning the biggest rap beef ever, because that's really what it was, and we have all been able to understand that. And Drake is trying to make the worst and most out there claims about what all of these events did and what they always represented. And I mean, Drake's really got some ego, because with some of the stuff he is trying to say happened, and really with how elaborate he believes some of these plans and plays were by his label, I don't even know how you can try to be a respected rapper after this, because Drake is just seeing things different than they actually were. Because let's take the Super Bowl for example. What Drake and his team is trying to say happened there is that the entire purpose and driving point of the show was to intentionally completely dismantle Drake's character, and as they describe how big this show was and how massive of an event it happened to be. Which, quick side note, it at least was satisfying knowing that when it comes to these suits, even Drake has to admit that the Super Bowl indeed was the biggest ever, because we still know that he did not want to say that whatsoever.
Bro, that's crazy. Yo, Kendrick Lamar making y'all admit everything, bro. All you Drake glazers, bro, Kendrick Lamar is making y'all eat y'all words, bro. He's dominating so much, bro. Like, I'm going to put it to you like this. If Kendrick Lamar dropped as much material as Drake at the time that Drake was out and him was out at the same time, he would be much big. He'd be twice as big as Drake. He's beating Drake within a year on certain things. He had two songs about the past. God's Plan. Luther is gonna be next to pass God's Plan. That's gonna be the next one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that a lot of y'all just be capping. Y'all don't really want to just tell the truth. Like, everybody wants to say Drake is this big artist, but Kendrick is smoking him right now, bro. He's smoking him right now. He's smoking him in every category, bro. Oh my God.
But with that said, what Drake and his team try to say here and make so dramatic is that they quote unquote hope that this is the last Super Bowl halftime show that is used by the music industry and the NFL to purposefully end another artist's career intentionally. And I mean, from Drake trying to act like UMG sat with Kendrick and forced him to do the halftime show in a way because just like with Not Like Us as a song, he really believes that this was all designed intentionally by the industry to take Drake down and not just a single artist in the lyrical back and forth. And with Drake also saying this same thing about the Grammys, which he then is trying to push the narrative that the industry made sure Kendrick Lamar got those awards undeservingly, all to ensure that Drake was once again at the center of all the jokes. And in this, Drake is listing what fan pages have said to try and theorize what's happening here, which only makes this thing seem all the more ridiculous. I mean, come on. We see the play here, and I speak for everyone when we say just let it go. Because for Drake to try and flip Not Like Us and what it meant as something much bigger than a diss track that was made by a rapper he is in a beef with, that simply ended up being better and more effective than anything he was able to do. I mean, it's just shameful that you're even trying to say this. And again, when we go back to this idea that Drake is mad at the label and wants nothing to do with Kendrick, which is what he wants to say. You can't then say that Kendrick is working with this same industry to make sure that Drake's image keeps getting taken down in this planned out way. And I mean, from here to everything else Drake adds here, it's clear that he really wanted to make this thing the most petty document he ever has. It's clear that he really wanted to make this the most petty statement he possibly could, and he is really trying to get everyone who he has problems with in trouble. Because even now with
And you know the crazy thing is, I never in my life seen people support something like this. This is not hip hop, and a lot of y'all out here really supporting this. Like, oh nah, bro, he's taking on the machine. You gotta understand, Drake taking on the machine, bro. He taking on the machine. Like, well, he's actually going after the machine because of a diss track. No, if he felt this way and he felt that the machine was doing people dirty, why didn't he been do it? It's crazy, yo. I never seen nothing like
putting Joe Budden's names and comments in this suit as well. We are seeing how Drake can be just as petty in his paperwork as he can be in anything else. And really, this is why all of this just feels so condescending and disrespectful to everybody who has to waste their time with this. And when it comes to this entire case just being so confusing and misguided, I mean, from Drake and his team literally citing and using fan pages that support him to try and defend their points, which with some of the things these people who are obsessed with Drake have tried to do to help him, it's just some of the most out there stuff you will ever see. It's blatantly wrong, and you just can't put it in something like this. So even Drake just cherry picking information here to use whatever conveniently fits the narratives he is trying to push throughout this entire thing. And I mean, what I really think showcases how all of this paperwork that Drake is doubling down on in every single way is the most hypocritical thing he has ever done, is that while trying to say all of these things about how Kendrick is ruining his image and name, I mean, first off, he says in the suit himself that despite Drake even saying that the NFL helped ruin his career with the Super Bowl and the halftime show, despite how bad everything is, he still has been able to release collabs with them literally right before the Super Bowl when we look at the NFL. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you mean that they're trying to ruin your image when you are literally dropping collab jackets with these people? I don't understand this. I don't understand. Yo, Drake is the biggest hypocrite, contradicting ass motherfucker I've ever seen in my life, bro. He really is. He really is, bro. Like, sometimes I think, I don't know, maybe he just got bad counsel. I don't know. Maybe his counsel was just bad. Maybe they're just telling him, like, don't do this, say this, do this. Maybe UMG is doing this on purpose. Maybe the counsel actually works for UMG and they're making them do all these things. They're making them do all these things for him and making it seem like he's right. And then they know they're going to lose in spectacular fashion and then they can use it against him. Maybe, I don't know. You never know with the music industry. They might have, his lawyers might be working for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. It's crazy.
Even with brands like Disney and The Simpsons, Drake and OVO have still been able to work with these massive icons after the beef, which despite how Drake wants to put it, I mean, none of these things stop Drake whatsoever from doing things with big names as a brand. And on this same point, and really even worse when we look at it, is that despite what Drake is trying to keep saying here about how he has never been in a more awful place in his career and that he has no success whatsoever and that everything is terrible, I mean, while Drake has ruined his reputation and legacy as a rapper, and that's for sure, he still does have a song that has reached #2 on the Billboard and an album in SSS for You that, despite being a step down from what he used to do, I mean, the record has still done better numbers than most of what the industry can put up. And with this record and what Nokia have shown, is that the public has not turned on Drake and that they clearly don't think the exact things that this paperwork is trying to push. Because again, while Drake has lost his entire reputation as a rapper and musician, there are numbers and charts that are showing that Drake is doing a lot better than he wants the people to reading these papers to believe. And I mean, honestly, with Drake trying to bend reality this much and then again play the victim here, while at the same time trying to act like he is up to his fans and trying to act like he is the best rapper and artist still with everything that SSS for You and Nokia has done. I mean, it's just shameful to do this, and especially when you see how Drake is trying to drive all of his delusions home, which is now more than ever really sit and try to pile all of these narratives together to straight up twist the words of Kendrick Lamar in his song to definitively say the most strange and out there things about Drake as a person that would all try to make what he is doing seem more true. I mean, when you see how all of this builds to Drake and his team talking about how the owl at the end of Not Like Us, for example, is definitively meaning that Kendrick thinks that Drake is so bad and the stuff he is doing is so real that this is where the song and Kendrick are saying that he belongs behind these types of things. I mean, first off, this is trying to say that an artist's intention
Bro, that is crazy as hell. That is so crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. So he said this is what they said, Drake. Kendrick Lamar is saying that this is where Drake belongs, in jail. He insinuating that he's the owl because he has a logo that's an owl. And he's saying, yeah, he's in jail. He's in jail. That's what he's saying. That's what he's insinuating. It's crazy. Like, yo, that is funny. Oh my God.
who I am sure they have not spoke to in Kendrick Lamar, is something that they don't know, and with this wrong interpretation, they are trying to twist the entire record to fit the weirdest ideas you could ever see. And I mean, with Drake just standing in all of this now, and even with the claims about the song's fake streams, he is now saying that that's a real thing and that's still going on, despite him seeming like he was pulling back on that. With Drake lining up all of these things and just bringing moments that were supposed to be about a rap back and forth to a place where now so many different names are involved, and he has just made this thing so messy in every single way. I mean, again, despite how people have tried to jump back on Team Drake with Nokia and SSS for You, even if Drake came out and dropped an amazing album, it means nothing, because for you to disrespect the art form that made you this much, that you are now taking rap lyrics and moments the way you are and all from an artist and his own competitive vision, and you're not just trying to falsely represent your peers' ideas to benefit your own, but then you are ignoring the rules of hip-hop to trick everybody even at this point. I mean, you can't be serious with this, and all of this is really just bringing hip-hop into such a bad place, because with us being here, and now even with some of the biggest moments in hip-hop ever like the Super Bowl, now Drake is dragging the NFL into things and wants to make weird narratives about that. I mean, this is all going to a bad place, but as we looked at earlier,
I'm just telling you, man, the more he does all these things, man, some dudes believe that they're so much bigger than everybody that they think they're untouchable. You're dealing with organizations that been around for a long time and they know what they're doing, man. I'm telling you, they buying their time. They're buying their time, and trust and believe they ain't gonna let none of this slide. And when something happens, they ain't gonna be there for you.
all of these claims and again moments that are trying to make issues for all of these other people and things beyond Drake's label now being thrown right into this. I mean, Drake's label is clearly about to expose a lot about him and just let everyone know what we can all see, which is of course that Drake is doing all of this for the most petty and pathetic reasons and not for what we are seeing here. And I am sure that no matter what Drake's label has on him and what they are going to let us know about the guy, it's not going to be good, because while they may have looked out for him for quite some time when he was on his run, it's clear that this is no longer going to last, and they are actually going to make sure that we all understand who Drake really is and what has been behind him for so long. And with this, it's actually wild that Drake's own desperation from losing a rap beef has brought him to this point where now his own label just told him to be careful for what he wished for as we go forward from here. And as we look back at all of this, I am sure that those words are going to become infamous as the very statement that was made before Drake's entire career and image was changed in a way that ruined every single thing. And so now with all that said, let me know, what do you think about everything?
Yeah, this is going to be bad. I'm telling y'all now. This is going to be really bad for Drake. Really bad. Really bad. Oh, man, this is going to be bad. I can't say I feel bad for him because I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel bad for Drake anymore. I think that he made his bed. He got to lie in it, man. That's just what it is. I try to look in the camera and tell the bull. I try to tell the bull, the kid, or whatever his name is, the boy. I try to tell the boy, you gotta be careful what you wish for. Yeah, UMG ain't playing. So look, man, I'm out of here. Catch y'all on the next one, man. Ah, man. I don't know what to tell you, Drake. You went for it, brother. See you. Peace. Bye.